a car without having to pay an extra fee. However, he's allowed to do what he wants. But Brew, I know your dad passed a couple of years ago. I'm 40 years old. I called my dad for advice Friday. Oh, yeah. You know what I mean? My son's 27. He calls me all the time for advice. The idea that once you are old enough to legally drink, that you're like, you get no influence from any of your elders in your community, be it actual father or not, is not reality. And we're all always kind of growing and evolving and leaning on people. So I think I think Deion can't disassociate that his son is not the prospect that he was.
Yes.
And does not play the position that he did. You know what I mean? Because Deion, as great as he was, if he was a quarterback instead of cornerback, some of that stuff would have hurt him, but because he was so great in a different position. Now I want to talk about Shadour doing this. Guys, do you realize how absurd it would be if Bo Nix spent part of a press conference getting even with me? Like, that's what happened.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Like, that guy on TV has been unfair to me, and I'm going to show him. This is not, don't clip this, internet. I'm talking about for Shadour. Rex Ryan is irrelevant for what Shadour's trying to do. Like, I'm irrelevant for what Bo Nix is trying to do. It's not a shot at the network or him. It's an absurd use of your time. And what nobody seems to want to acknowledge because of the profile and what we thought the guy was going to be in the draft, is right now the closest comp Shadour has in sports to like how to maybe best conduct myself given the extra spotlight and my spot on the depth chart is Bronny James.
Yes.
You're a fifth-round pick. You're third string. You are fighting for your sports life. Can you imagine if Bronny was, and Bronny's got his own dad, there in theory to really protect him because he's on the team. Mm-hmm. And I get it. Bronny was one level college player. Shadour was another. I understand that. But it's both guys with super famous dads who are celebrities that right now outpace their spot in their league, who are fringe roster guys.
All right.
And Bronny has done the exact opposite of all of this. You know what I mean? Now I understand.
Bronny is doing everything as it should be done.
And that isn't, and this is the last point I want to make, that is not like selling out who you are as a person. Like, you know what I mean? That is not like changing. Oh. You know what we all have the way we act at work and the way we act in our day-to-day lives. And usually, often, hopefully, they're very similar, but they're not identical. You can be as true to who you are as you want to be, while also recognizing my job's at the moment demands certain things.
Yes.
And I just think it makes me, the Deion comment really, I was like, man, I think Shadour could be in trouble.
Really?
Yeah, because if he did that and the response from the people he looks up to and trusts wasn't, buddy, you're hurting yourself. Instead it was, that was awesome. Then why would he?
My hope is that when Deion spoke with him privately, he did say, look, you can't.
And he's just trying to publicly have his back?
That's my hope. I mean, I'm just, and publicly, because obviously you're going to support your kids. If my kids did something publicly that was, I might say if somebody interviewed me, I didn't agree with what they did, but.
Throw them under the bus.
Yeah, I wouldn't just go off on them, right? You know what I mean? Publicly, I would support them, but be like, I didn't think it was the best look, but
maybe like
and then privately, I'm talking more. I'm just hoping that was the case. And like you said, it's not selling out to be professional or do what you need to do at work. Unless you have your own football league that's gonna pay you millions of dollars, you need to do what your corporation or your job needs to be done for you to be in that position.
Can I play this one clip? And before we do, I just want to set it up. This is from September 21st. It was Mary Kay Cabot. I think it was Mary Kay. She posted it, and then Dove reposted it. It got millions of views. I don't think we ran it on the show. it was he was asked about running the scout team. Here is literally a perfect response. Take a listen.
Look, I have 6 games a week, so I'm happy rather than just having 1 game a week, on the weekends. So the scout team receivers, all of us, we all know like every day's game day, and we definitely approach everything in that fashion and everything, because I truly believe the receivers we have on the scout team is really explosive and they're really great. They just need an opportunity. So. Yeah, I'm very thankful, I have those guys, out there with me whenever I'm out there competing.
It's like literally perfect, bro.
Yes.
About the scout team. No one ever gets asked about the scout team. Literally perfect response. And much like real football being a quarterback, this just felt like a devastating turnover.
Yes.
That this one quote, it's like, oh, I've been perfect the whole game, and this was a back-breaking turnover. So I hope he heads more towards the scout team quote than the silence.
Well, he seems, you said it yesterday, incredibly likable. Like in that quote, I mean, and I think when you look at what happened with the miming or whatever, I think it was a combination of immaturity, youth, and incredible confidence in yourself. Like, I think that's what kind of failed him, because I don't think he meant, yeah, he was trying to go at Rex. That's better than if he had just called out Rex Ryan and maybe cussed him out or something. Like Rex Ryan said, that was at least better than that, but it still wasn't good. But I think just youthful exuberance, he doesn't understand how bad that looked, but that's where your father comes in and says, yeah, that wasn't the best thing.
And again, I don't think it looked horrible.
No.
I think the problem is, and this is what is, it might be an unfairness, but it is a reality. When you have this level of spotlight on you and you don't have the ability to show your talents on the field, all you can do is make mistakes.
Yeah.
Because nobody, if we would have done a segment on, hey, what a great quote from Shadour Sanders, everyone justifiably be like, why is that news?
Yep.
It's news that he is saying the right things.
Yep.
So the only time when you're not playing that your words are going to make news is if you make a mistake. And so I think he took all of that and was like, well, what if I have no words? But doing it in that way was also a mistake. I'm not saying it's easy, and I'm not saying this level of spotlight on a guy that's not playing is even reasonable. But it is reality. And it is your job as an adult to recognize, fair or not, the reality that you're in, I need to have the fewest missteps possible. Yeah. And if you don't, to have the people closest to you to help you out and guide you on it. And that's the part of this that makes me sad for him.
Harbaugh on the hot seat. That's next on First Things First and the Fox Sports Channel on Sirius XM.
Believe it or not, that will not be my oldest man take of the day today.
I'm older by the day.
Another day in the finance department.